So they honor the rishis by name in chanting their daily prayers. Some brahmanas spend more time chanting than others, so sometimes it's a long list, but at least some abbreviated list of the great rishis, sapta rishis at least. Their names are recited when they do Ganga Snan and other times. They chant names and they offer water to these rishis out of gratitude. And upon the 5 Mahayagnas, sacrifices in every grihastha should be performed daily to atone for the unintentional violence committed in the house from cooking, from sweeping, and so on. The rishis should be worshipped, and we worship the rishis by reading the shastras. The rishis have given us these shastras. The original rishis, the big rishis, are the seers who in their meditation received these scriptures, the eternal Vedas. Other rishis are called Shruta rishis, second string rishis. They get their knowledge not by meditative yogic insight, but by hearing from their gurus, from the succession. They're also called rishis, but they're called Shruta rishis. Rishis by on the strength of hearing. We can put Vyasadeva in that class. He's a young rishi, although he's incarnation of Godhead, and therefore he's often glorified as the best of rishis. Muninam apyaham vyasa, among munis vyas, Krishna says. But actually he's a newcomer. He was born at the end of Dwapara Yuga. There's many other rishis who are millions of years old, who live more than a manvantara even. So he's a newcomer. And he's not considered that kind of rishi who received the Vedic mantras. He's not among those who get credit for having received the Vedic mantras and others in their meditation. But he received Srimad Bhagavatam in his meditation. Bhagavatam, so he's actually, that level of rishi, a mystic rishi, not just somebody who heard from his guru. Vyasadeva did hear from his father, Parashara, and from other spiritual masters. So he got much of his knowledge just by hearing it. He's not credited for rediscovering all the Vedas, but he's the editor. Vyasa means editor. There's a difference between the rishi and the author, not really the author, but the receiver. And nobody is the author of the Vedas. But there's a difference between the rishi and Vyasa, which just means compiler or editor. He received, by hearing the Vedic corpus, all the different Vedic samhitas and other texts, and he organized them into, in effect, a critical edition, Vyasadeva's edition of the Vedas. There are many, many samhitas, many different branches of each of the 4 Vedas, and many different parts, many subsidiary shastras. But not all of them are manifested in any given time and place. Only a fraction of them are available at any time. On the heavenly planets, there's more. The Puranas on the heavenly planets are not divided into 18. That division was made by Vyasadeva. 18 separate Puranas. Even now, according to the Puranas, that's quoted by Jiva Goswami, there's one amalgamated Purana that's studied on the heavenly planets, and it consists of 1 billion verses. The 18 Puranas, made in Puranas we have now, are only 400,000 verses. It's an abridged version, compiled and separated into different books by Vyasadeva. And the task he did in doing that, and also organizing the Vedic text, the samhitas, the Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads, he established a certain number of shakas, even though there are practically infinite number of different branches. He taught his disciples a finite number of shakas of each of the Vedas. They're not all still available. Some of them are. There's 1,000 branches in the Samaveda, but only about maybe 6 of them are still existing. There were 1,000 that were taught by Vyasadeva, his disciples, branches of the Samaveda. And 24 branches of the Yajurveda, but only maybe 12, half of them are still available. So all this organizing, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur in his Bhagavatam commentary gives the analogy of a man hired by a king to organize his treasury. He has jewel collection. He's got all these jewels, but they're all disorganized. It's just a pile of different jewels. So the man comes, trustworthy man, and he sorts them out into separate piles. Diamonds in one pile, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires in separate piles. Like that, Vyasadeva took the Vedic mantras, which are all of different quality and different purposes, for different kinds of language used in each of the four Vedas. He separated them out into separate books. Just like someone taking that disorganized collection of jewels and just simply putting the jewels in individual piles. So the collection could be much more easily accessed. The four Vedas have different languages, actually different dialects. Vedic Sanskrit is not a completely separate language from the Sanskrit we know. It's not that much different. The vocabulary tends to be different. Words have different meanings, and the words in the Vedas that don't exist anymore in classical Sanskrit. And the grammar is more free and complicated. But it's still the same language, it's just a different dialect. And each of the Vedas is written in a separate dialect, because the use of the language is different. The Rig Veda is used by the Hota priests to praise the principal demigods who are worshipped in the Yajna, to invite them to come and participate, to accept their offerings. And so in their invitations, the Hota chants their glories. That's the language suits that purpose of the Rig Veda. It's for glorification of the guests, the guests of honor at the sacrifice. The Yajurveda serves a different purpose, and therefore the language is different. It's written in prose, and the language is such that it's suited to